Finally, we're going to use the law of cosines to look at a scenario where we have side, side, side. If I have all three sides, that means I want to find the measure of each angle. The measure of angle A, the measure of angle B, and the measure of angle C. We'll round each angle measure to the nearest degree out of this. And I'm going to start by finding the measure of angle A. Again, we're going to use the law of cosines. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. If I want to solve for angle A, I'm going to pick the side length across, which is 16. 16 squared equals your other two side lengths, 9 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 9 times 10 cosine of, I'm going to call it A, since that's the angle that I want. You need to be a little careful because you can't do everything all at once in your calculator this time, since your variable is A all the way over here at the right. You can do 16 squared, which gets you 256, equals, you may do those two together and those three together, but you can't do them all at once because you have multiplication on the right and then you have subtraction in the middle. Remember, order of operations always says subtraction before, or multiplication before subtraction. So we're going to take 9 squared plus 10 squared, which is 181, minus, and now we may take 2 times 9 times 10 to get us 180 cosine of A. Just like what we said before, I still can't subtract those, 181 minus 180. Instead, I need to get 181 to the left side by subtracting. So we're going to take 256 minus 181 to get us 75, equaling negative 180 cosine of A. To get cosine of A by itself, we're going to divide by negative 180. So 75 over negative 180 equals cosine of A. To get A by itself, we take the inverse cosine on both sides. And now we plug this into our calculator. So second cosine of 75 divided by negative 180 gets us an angle measure of approximately 115 degrees. Which seems realistic because angle A looks to be obtuse up in my picture. Once I know one angle measure, then we can go off and use the law of sines. So we're going to say, let's solve for angle B. So sine of B over 9 is going to equal sine of the angle measure we just found of 115 over 16. Multiply both sides by 9. Sine of B equals 9 sine of 115 over 16. Take the inverse of everything. I don't have all that amount of room, so I'm just going to draw an arrow with everything. And then I'll plug it into my calculator. So you can see that. Second sine of 9 sine of 115 divided by 16 gets us an angle measure of approximately 31 degrees. Once you have two angle measures, you should be able to subtract both of them from 180. Minus 31 gets us another angle measure of approximately 34 degrees, which is the last one that we need.